Hi again, everybody. This is part two of how to create a frequency distribution table based on classes. In part one, I brought up the data and, I downloaded the data and then I created a pivot table and created what you see here as the first frequency distribution column. Next, I want to create a relative frequency distribution column. And that's fairly easy. So what we want to do first is take amount and drag it below the first amount that we had there. When that populates, you'll see it's defaulted as a count. And what I want to do is click right here on value field settings once again. In this case, I want to keep the count and click show values as, and I want to choose percent of grand total and hit OK. Now this will create a relative frequency distribution. So I'm going to go ahead and label that relative frequency distribution. Okay, and in terms of the interpretation, for example, 38.64% of the receipts were between the amounts $105 and $140. Next, I want to create what's known as a cumulative frequency distribution. And again, I will take amount, drag it down, click value field settings, show values as, and in this case, I want to go scroll a little further down and click on running total in. This will then provide a cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, so this information is also quite useful, and I'm going to go ahead and center all of these off. This information here is quite useful because it allows me to understand the cumulative amounts of receipts that have been acquired by this ski rental shop. So for example, if I look at 37, I can interpret that as there are 37 receipts between the amounts 70 and 210. Okay, so for example, 43. There are 43 receipts between the amounts 70 and 245. So it just tells me in terms of adding up the numbers of receipts from one class to another, how many exist. All right. Now, finally, I want to create a relative cumulative frequency distribution and click amount again. And I'm going to click value field settings, show value as. And for this one, I want percents running total in and hit OK. And this is called a relative cumulative frequency distribution. What does this tell me? It tells me the accumulation of receipts on a percent basis. So 97.73% of the receipts had a value between $70 and $245. And there we have it, folks. And of course, you know, if we were doing this for real, you were providing this on the job or for a research paper, you'd want to clean this up. And so let me clean it up real quick just to give you a sense of how to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly copy that whole table, get a fresh worksheet, and I'm going to paste special it, click values, and here's the table. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up a little bit so it looks a little bit more presentable, because right now it does not. And I'm going to center everything off. And again, you'll be able to do this how you want. It's your preference. Just giving you some tips and tricks here. And I want to get rid of this information too. So I'm going to right click the second row, click on delete, get rid of all of that. And maybe I'll even, you know, make this bold or perhaps put a little highlight there. Insert, get rid of that. And I'll go ahead and put a line right there. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Also, I want to perhaps make these not so long of decimal points, so I'll go to Format Cells, click on Number. Let me just choose 4 decimals. Hit OK. Do the same thing here. Right click, Format Cells, Number, 4 decimals. Hit OK. And that's a little bit of a better look there. And of course, you would put a table, you would put a name of the table here as well. So just some, quick tips and strategies for how to clean up a table. All right, that is it. Talk to you later.